Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Breaking Ties Is Divorce the Answer? I'm your host, Mike Fulkerson, financial advisor and certified divorce financial analyst professional. And today we're going to be tackling a tough one, and that is how to handle a difficult spouse when you're considering a divorce. Let's face it, divorce is rarely easy, and a difficult spouse can make it even harder. Their behavior might be emotionally charged, where they show anger, blame, manipulation, or perhaps they're evasive, withdrawing, refusing to communicate, and sometimes they get even obstructive, trying to stall the process or make things difficult financially. It's important to remember that you really can't control their behavior, so you have to rely on controlling yours. So, when we have a difficult spouse, what can we do? Well, let's look at some strategies here to help you navigate the situation. We got to start with communication, and we're going to focus on that one because we want to be clear, concise. We don't want to, we want to avoid accusatory language. We don't want to put them in a position of being defensive, if you will. If they're shutting down, consider writing things down, email, texts, whatever you can to have the communication necessary to get through the process. Also, going to probably want to set some boundaries. Don't engage in emotional outbursts. Let them know what behavior is acceptable and what isn't to you. You have a right to be spoken to in the way that you want, and they have, really need to accept that. You're going to want to protect yourself as well. You gather all the important financial documents. Consider separate bank accounts if necessary. But really, you're going to want to get all this stuff in order, and you want to have it before they start maybe trying stall tactics. And then seek support. Talk therapy is a great thing. If you have a therapist or a counselor, that's great. If you don't, a therapist or counselor will help you cope with the emotional toll. And then you can also lean on trusted friends and family to get you through this really tough situation. Now, the divorce process has a lot of nuances, a lot of things with the state laws and stuff. I always recommend you look at getting a divorce attorney. They can be a very valuable asset to your team, and they're going to help you they're going to help be your guide through the legal process, and they're going to know your rights. And that's important. So you know what you can do and what you can't do, especially if you have a spouse who isn't participating in the divorce process all that well. And the lawyer is also going to advocate for you in court if necessary and help you mediate communication with your spouse through their attorney or just with your spouse to begin with. So don't underestimate the importance of having someone experienced in your corner, because it can make a world of difference. In addition to that, we're going to have a lot of extra stress here. And so taking care of yourself is going to be critical during this challenging time. Do some enjoyable activities you like, whether it's things like exercise or hobbies or spending time with loved ones. You got to get good sleep and you got to eat well. And then, as we mentioned before, there's also therapy. So if you don't have a therapist, you might consider getting a therapist to help you get through this time. You're not alone. I think it's important that you know this, and there are resources available to help you navigate the difficult situation. Part of it is just learning what you can and can't do. And remember, the goal here isn't to inflame the situation further, but to protect yourself and move forward with the divorce process as smoothly as you can. I want to thank you for joining me on this episode of Breaking Ties Is Divorce the Answer? Should you have any questions on today's topic, please reach out to me or leave a comment. Divorce is not the end of your story. It is the start of your next great chapter. Until next time, take care.